with a common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man.
Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
What is going on? What is going on? Welcome to another live episode of Learn Crypto. My name is Nick Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
We are your one-stop shop for crypto and stock trading, fundamentals, news, whatever it may be, entertainment. We're here for you as often as we can be. And 24/7 over on patreon.com/learncrypto. Today we are going to talk about Bakkt, how they claim to be as revolutionary for the financial system as the ATM. Is Binance going to shut down your account? And Ripple sent 100 million XRP to none other than Jeb McCaleb. Yes, the individual that had 20 billion worth of XRP at the highs just received another 100 million XRP, and he is selling them daily. This is obviously the case of why XRP has been so stagnant to lower, and something we have been citing for months upon months now. Will there be a rally for swell this year? We will get into that this episode. And then last but not least, the most important thing, the Todd Father over there will be looking at the charts using Wyckoff method and Elliott Wave to predict where Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies may be venturing here in the short-term future. What else, Todd? What do you got to add?
Did we forget our Discord announcement
What's the Discord announcement?
that we were going live?
Oh, we might have. My computer is actually frozen right now. That's why I was making a longer entry than usual, hoping my computer screen would catch up over here.
We had a lot going on, so sorry.
Well, if you're in our Discord, obviously you are, just throw that out there, and we'll go ahead and get those people in here as well. So, pretty exciting times. Bitcoin, let's see if my screen wants to work here for you guys. Make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If you like free cryptocurrencies, also leave a comment in the comment section below this video with your Rapids RPD wallet address or Telegram handle if you are in the RPD tip bot. I will send out 10,000 RPD during our next live show. We will be drawing the winner from the last live show me and Todd did together here later in this episode, so stay tuned, and maybe your name will be called. So Bitcoin is here at $10,171. Hopefully you didn't panic sell the bottom because Discord was there buying it. The Bitcoin dominance is right around 70%. Still, we are thinking that we have had a 5 waves advance, but it just can't decide when it wants to top out. The numbers we are looking at have us somewhere probably around 72 to 73%, a little higher than what CoinMarketCap is showing here. Bitcoin slightly green for the day, red across the board, really minor red for a lot of the large caps. A little bit of panic selling on BNB today. Why is that? Well, they did announce that Binance USA will launch for registration on September 18th, but Binance is blocking US accounts tomorrow. So that gap is something that we said that we thought CZ wouldn't be dumb enough to do. That is a terrible business decision, as now a lot of people will be moving their coins to other options such as Coinbase, Coinbase Pro, Kraken, Poloniex, Bittrex, and KuCoin, stealing volume from there. Now, is that a reason to panic and sell your BNB? No, I do not believe so. Also, some people are panic selling because they're like, oh my gosh, Binance US isn't going to have BNB right at the beginning. Guys, this is only phase 1. They're only going to be having 5 coins to start, and I'm sure they'll add more as they deem fit or regulatory approved. That is not a reason. So what? You can't trade BNB on Binance USA. It can still be traded on Binance Dex, Binance, other exchanges. It is still integrated in a plethora of wallets, platforms, etc. They're adding more and more value propositions for BNB daily. And if you think that CZ isn't going to get BNB on Binance USA, no matter what it takes, unless there really is just a regulatory hurdle, usually you can pay people off, then I think you're crazy. I don't think that's a reason to be dumping Binance If Binance continues to underperform, I will be putting out a buy signal in the Discord to pick that one up. Binance continuously finds itself amongst the top as far as what are decent and low risk, large cap altcoin investments due to the fact that they have expanded so much and that they do just create more and more value props for their coin. Biggest winners for the day: Nexo up 14%, Kyber Network up 8.62%, ABBC coin, don't really know. KuCoin shares up 6.43%, 2 green days in a row. And if you're not happy about that, you obviously aren't in our Discord. This is something that we did post live in the fundamentals room, why we were buying KuCoin shares for at least a 10% rally. It is now above that 10% threshold after the green we have seen today. So congratulations to everybody in our Discord that took that trade. Obviously, KuCoin has been doing a lot lately, trying to add more value for KCS and also trying to steal the volume for Binance during this little hiccup when Binance US is not launched. U.S. citizens can still trade on KuCoin, so they're trying to get people to move some funds over there and lock some money into their KCS. They're also going to allow you to buy discounted Bitcoin here in about a week. Yes, you heard that right. My speculation is if you have $1,000, they're going to allow you to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin for about $750 worth of KCS, hence why you're seeing a little bit of a rally here. The only way that flip-flops if this KCS goes up about 25%. They have not announced the percentage discount just yet, but based on the fact they said you are limited to only spending $750 in KuCoin shares, I think it will be a 25% discount off of $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. So that is interesting. That is why we moved into some funds into KCS and why we made that play, and we are reaping the benefits of that as of now. Huobi token is another interesting one, up 1.17%. I'm not going to give you the full rundown. Discord members have that, but I would be wary of this. Where did that come from? Over $1 billion valuation. Well, that is because the total circulating supply has been updated and drastically increased. If you see the straight up blue line, that is the value of the Huobi token network literally quadrupling overnight. That is not organic. That is not stable. And I think at some point you are going to see the same situation we had when Link first got to $1 billion, when Atom first got to $1 billion, and that is red candles. So look out below, maybe run some stops, and stay tuned. Keep an eye on what is going on here because that is absolutely crazy. All right, Todd, on to you. Let's look at some Bitcoin charts, Litecoin, Ethereum. We'll go over some news and then get to that chat box as well.
Yep. Got Bitcoin. This is the 4-hour chart. Since the high at 13.7, I had said we'd go sideways for a while, buy the dips, sell the rips. That's probably been the best advice. We have been going sideways, and now the software has had an issue with data feed today, so I can't update that. If anybody saw my show, the last live show, I showed that the technometer was oversold. So we're expecting a rally. If you throw some Elliott wave on it, there's one of the counts where we've had an A up, and we're doing a B here that's probably finished, and maybe we're headed to 11.1. That's one count that I'm looking for, Elliott wave. There's kind of probably a better roadmap. I think we're maybe working on a big triangle. So same thing, ABC up, and still some sideways before another break to 8,200. Could go as low as 7,200. I'm not really on that camp. I don't think we'll go that low. I do think 9,000 breaks at some point here. So that's what we're looking for. And if you're really bullish, you could say the correction's already over. And we've had 5 waves up off the low and doing the ABC here to there. And that would mean that strong rally's coming right now for a wave 3 higher on the way to 24,000. I'm not in that camp, but that is a possibility. So I think you want to be long here, see what this rally looks like as we get going. Hopefully here today we can get this thing rocking. If you kind of zoom in, and then let's go to a different chart because I don't want to show a 1-2. If you do a 15-minute chart on Bitcoin off the lows, you can see here that, again, if you're into Elliott wave, 5 waves off the low, That's that leading diagonal I've talked a lot about if anybody is in here. And I missed that trade. This was an overlapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an ABC pullback. I had the oversold technometer. I just thought Bitcoin was going to break, so I thought it'd keep some pressure. And that was really the 1, 2, and I thought it was going to be an ABC.
Show me the money.
So I thought I would stop here at 9,900.
Shout out to Josiah Spackman. We need to get on and do another video, sending us $5 from New Zealand. Props for all the hard work you gentlemen put in. Josiah is actually, I don't want to say a team member of Digibyte, but an active community member. They don't like to use the word team member since it is a decentralized blockchain. But shout out to you. We need to get on and do another Digibyte and crypto video for sure. Hopefully you've been tuning in and making some gains on some of these trades, adding more Digibyte to your bag as well.
What's up, Gary? Long time no see. KBC is popping. So again, 5 waves up in the green here. ABC pullback is what you're looking for. We turned bullish at what, 9,950, 10,000. I was looking for that 9,950 print, so we did buy here. I said you could buy another dip, which we did get overnight. We've tested it again. Could have a little head and shoulders bottom there if you want to get cute, and we just went through the neckline. But interesting, I think, what's happened on the C wave here after this B wave. I think you've, I think this is kind of what's gone on here. So I think this C wave is, and you look at this, ABC down, ABC up, ABC down, ABC up, ABC down. So I think that 98.50 is, you can key off that level probably. I'd almost say we're not going to revisit that. My stop is below that level to give it some wiggle room. This chart's really perfect if you're looking at Elliott wave. So again, this could be a 1, 2, we're ready to explode higher, or could be an A and a B and we're ready to go above 10, 9, 11,000. That's the camp I'm in. I think we go to 11.1, 11.2 and probably put in a top. So that's the plan. And Litecoin, same chart. I'm guessing that we've done a same type of thing. Got a 1, 2. You're going to go a lot higher for 3, 4, 5s. Let's move that over because you're going to go much higher in this first 5 waves up. And then also inside this 5 waves, I'm guessing that we've done a probably another 1, 2. So that means really that we've done a, I need to change the markings on that, but you know what I'm saying. We've done a 1, 2, 1, 2. We could be ready to explode here. So I would like to see a break below this level here to bring in some more selling. We didn't get that. We tried to today, and now it looks like we're firming up again. But I think Litecoin could be in a 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe it could outperform here for the next week or so, maybe in a big way. So that's my thoughts. Ethereum, same type of thing. A 1, 2, 1, 2 there, I think, as well. So dominance did go up to 72 like we had called, went to about 73. We can look at that here. I had a call to 72, and we're 72.44. So dominance could be done for a little bit. I mean, I still think you need to be long Bitcoin mostly, but we shall see here. I see somebody mentioned EOS. I'm going to show that because I think that one may be. We had showed a 5-wave count on Elliott wave on the way up, and we called this a 5th. And it looks like this is probably an AB, CX, ABC. I think that $3 low is probably a major low. That was impressive off this 1, 2 down here and the ride of $4. So I think EOS is probably put on a low and headed higher. So I would be on that one. Ripple, been nice to see another new low below here, but I think that would have been a reversal. So I think being long a little Ripple here is probably okay. And I'd also add some if it broke down. XMR, we've talked about liking that as one of the alts. That one's holding in as well here, so I don't think it hurt to be long a little bit of that as well. So that's it for right now.
Perfect. Let's go over here real quickly, see if there's anything over here. Josiah says he's sitting on a small amount of DGB. I know that. I don't know what you consider small. I've seen your mining room that is set up just for Digibyte, so you don't gotta lie to us. All right, now Bronco's talking about woohoo excited. Icon is getting listed on Kraken, ICX USD trading pair at last. So with that, we'll go over one of my tweets that I just had right before the show as the news broke. ICX is getting listed on Kraken tomorrow, but more importantly, this means that it does have USA regulatory approval. Will Icon soon to be listed on Binance America? It was on the 30 crypto list for them. Maybe a Coinbase Pro, maybe Poloniex, maybe Gemini. We'll see. I think it's definitely going to be on Kraken and Binance America in the short-term future. I think Coinbase Pro is also a high chance as well there. I don't really know how Polo and Gemini do their listings, so I don't have much insight on that. ICX is one that we've continually traded and talked about. We've been trading it very well, adding some coins to the bag, making profits, whatever it may be. But I do believe Icon is just one of those that has use cases, has value props, has backing by a government, and is in a crypto-friendly country in South Korea. So I think they do have a bright future. Now, I don't know about all-time highs, as many of these have lost so much value, but I think it's one that there's definitely money to be made and definitely use cases and value props for the ICX token. If you didn't already know, Binance.com, if you are a U.S. citizen, you can no longer use it starting on the 12th. I don't know the exact time. I don't know if it's the end of the day, the beginning of the day. Now, don't worry. Just because you can't trade anymore on the 12th, you do have 30 more days that you can log in, move your funds, do whatever you want to do with all your cryptocurrencies before they do have the legal right to confiscate them. Now, we were saying just, hey, send it all over to Binance US. We don't think CZ's a dumb businessman, so he'll probably have this ready in time. Super simple. But it seems there will be a gap because you will no longer be able to trade on the 12th and deposits open on Binance US on the 18th. We all know 6 days, Bitcoin could go to 11,000, back to 8,000, and then towards all-time highs. We do not want to have them locked up for that amount of time. So I would recommend for your large caps and even a lot of altcoins, there is options in the United States. Plenty of options. Coinbase Pro has like 10 coins on there now. Bittrex is US-based, has a ton of altcoins. Poloniex, Kraken, and KuCoin as well. So definitely plenty of options. If you are a U.S. citizen and you don't use a VPN, then I would go ahead and get moving those. It's not going to kill you if you miss the date or you want to wait till the weekend. But just realize that after the 12th, you are no longer going to be able to trade on Binance.com with a U.S. IP address. We do know how the markets move, and if you're in Discord, you do know that the trades come at 1 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., 10 p.m. We trade when the market dictates the trade, so just make sure you're prepared. You have the coins in the proper exchanges, ledger, whatever it may be, and we hopefully don't have anybody say they waited an additional 30 days and Binance took their coins, because they've given plenty of time, and you have another 31 days from right now to get those coins moved to another location. Now onto the first real bit of news, then we'll toss it back over to the chat box and Todd before our last news article, which I think you guys will find very interesting. 100 million XRP are being sent to somebody who is going to sell them. So stay tuned, as well as the 10,000 RPD giveaway. So Bakkt is saying, quote, our Bitcoin warehouse is as revolutionary as the ATM. Whoa. That's interesting to me. Quote, with the launch of Bakkt Warehouse last week, I'm reminded of the role that innovation and technology play in shaping the financial industry. Looking forward, I'm excited at the role Bakkt will play in the coming years as we establish greater access, transparency, and utility for Bitcoin and other digital assets. While Bakkt is widely considered to be a positive step on Bitcoin's path to greater institutional adoptions, ATMs arguably had a more significant impact on retail customers looking to buy groceries than institutional investors looking to gain exposure to a relatively new asset class. So one might be excused for finding White's poetic waxing a bit trite. So this writer is not really agreeing that Bakkt is going to be as revolutionary as the ATM. He is kind of right that the ATM was for the average Joe, the blue-collar workers, while this is for institutions. But for Bitcoin holders, this is pretty big. It is going to be definitely bullish long term, but we do believe that we have seen that it has already been priced in the short and the mid term. The reason being is this is physically delivered Bitcoin futures. This is something that has not happened up until this point, and something that when it happened for gold did increase the price dramatically. Another quote from Bakkt's president: when the physically delivered Bakkt Bitcoin futures contracts launch on September 23rd, remember, you could send them to them on September 6th. We got a little bit of a green par. People got excited. Guys, that was just people could set up accounts and send their Bitcoin over there. They couldn't do anything with it. They couldn't trade Bitcoin. They weren't buying copious amounts of Bitcoin off the market or anything like that. It does launch on September 23rd. We will create the first fully regulated marketplace specifically designed to meet the needs of institutional firms and their clients. The Bakkt warehouse itself is comprised of the same institutional-grade infrastructure, operational controls, and security protocols used by the New York Stock Exchange and other markets, which is not surprising given its connection to the financial market company ICE, which operates 12 regulated exchanges and markets, including the NYSE globally. Bakkt is something we've been talking about for a very long time. It is the stepping stone for institutions to come into play. This is going to be the first launch by a recognized name in Bakkt. Also, we're looking for TD Ameritrade to fully launch ErisX. And then we are looking for some form of Bitcoin ETF on top of that. Yes, Coinbase custody is great. The biggest news that people aren't really talking about is Coinbase insurance. We need insurance in the ecosystem, which Bakkt is also offering. Now, people are like, why aren't we moving? Things aren't that simple, guys. Your timing isn't going to be perfect. Realize if you believe in the space, then we are looking to accumulate while making some trades like we put on for Discord at the 99.50 level. We want to try to add to our bags through trading, but we got to keep in mind that we have much higher objectives here for this ecosystem. So these dips and these buys that we've been here live on YouTube when nobody gave a shit about us, nobody gave a shit about crypto, when Bitcoin was breaking down from 5,800 to 3,200, we were here giving buys all the way up with our proprietary indicators, and our first major sell came at 13,800, only $200 away from the high. You're on, Todd.
Well, I got somebody asked about the S&P 500. Peter, what's going on? Here's SPY. Anybody follows my weekend review, that's free over at wyckoffsmi.com. I've been saying he was going to continue higher. I wanted to see something up here. I think I was set around 298 live at some point. We're getting that now. I mean, technometer, as you can see, is 47.92, which I think will give us a sell here in the next day or two. So I'd expect a little bit higher. I mean, we're nearing these highs here, so it will get interesting, but I think at some point here we are going to top out. And that was after having a buy down here on a Wednesday morning. And then here's the Wyckoff wave that we follow. You can see we've had two big days here, and we're at 51.43, which is back at these levels where we had a sell. So definitely we could slow up here. If we go to the 1 year chart, you can see we've been in a big trading range, and all we're really doing is going back and respecting probably the top channel of it at the supply line. So we talked about a spring down here in a test. We did get that. And again, we're just coming back. I thought we'd test near the highs. I think we're doing that. Maybe a little higher for a day or two, and I think we're probably done. If stocks turn down, bonds will probably turn back up. Anybody on here knows I've taken big money out of the TLT. We had some buys and sells down here, and then we had a buy, sell, and a buy and a sell. And you can see technometer down here at the lowest. We've been oversold in ages. A lot of selling came in here, these red bars. But I do think TLT is going to bounce when stocks turn down. So maybe I haven't given a buy on it, but that's one definitely I'm looking at. And GDX. Again, we caught this pretty good this year. We had a buy back here at the backup level. We had an add-on buy here, and then we had a sell. So, and we've been warning people that we could have a pullback here. So same thing. Technometer 32.54 is oversold. It's been going clear back to the original trading range. So, and really we just sprung this previous level. So normally A lot of people with Wyckoff will buy springs and uptrends. That's what this is. So being long some GDX here probably doesn't hurt, or be ready to be long. And what else? Quickly, UUP, dollar index. I've been trying to be short. Let's do the 1 year on it. And I talked about this could be an up thrust and sell a test. And we're 64.56. So being short the UUP here might be another chance. That's something we're looking at. And what else? AT&T is one that we've been long for Discord and also pro traders. Let's show that one. People are asking about it. Had that big day and sell off, and then came right back last 2 days and rock and rolled today. So that's been a big one. We just bought that one at 34. I think it was around 34.79 maybe.
This is the one that Crypto Coin News actually publishes an article, correct?
Yep. Yeah, I was on it there, and then I came out and gave it to pro traders and Discord here. So that's been a quick home run. The value stocks have been outperforming versus the growth momentum stocks. So that one, I'd have to check. I'd have to run a point and figure chart. That one just looks higher because if you follow some Wyckoff, you can see here, this would be one for the textbook to show in a course, because classic preliminary support, selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test. We had a spring, and then when the markets were getting really ugly here, it did come down, and you probably could label this a shakeout and a test. And then sign of strength, last point of support, a jump and a backup. And actually, I had missed catching some of these trades, but here I finally decided that it was going to ignite. So I came late to the game, but still caught the majority of this rally here on the quick rally. So that's a good one there. And what else we got? I don't want to go over too many stocks here. Shopify is another one that we've been on from 175, I think it is, back down here for some accounts I manage. And it has come under pressure. This Monday, Tuesday sell-off, again, was pretty big on momentum stocks. This thing really is back to an area that it jumped. So an excellent area for it to hold, an oversold technometer. So again, if you don't mind some extra risk, that one could be one worth looking at. You want me to show PAGs?
Sure.
PAG, actually it's not on this computer.
Oh, man.
I'd have to delete my cookies, so let's not do that.
PAGs is one Palm Beach trader was talking about getting an entry into around $52. After we took a look at it, we did like the fundamentals, but we said to be patient on that. As the software was saying, we'd had a little bit of downside risk, and I believe we would gap fill lower. We did get patient, and we did find an entry on PAGs about $8 cheaper than what Palm Beach trader recommended to all of its readers. So pretty excited about that. It's good fundamentals. They do a lot of research. They like the research behind it. And then we stuck to our guns and what Wyckoff and the TA was saying and got even a better entry. What's $8 on a $40 stock? It's a pretty substantial amount percentage that we got in a little bit cheaper there. So pretty excited for that.
A couple people asking about Twitter. I mean, we're long that. We still have a profit. It has came back on that Monday, Tuesday sell-off. That's a tough one because I think markets in general will turn lower, but some of these momentum stocks still could do okay. So I'd stay long Twitter. But we might have to kind of trade that one here until we get a good buy signal on the general market.
Trade Safari Social wants you to look at BNB USDT if possible. I got some other questions, so if you want to pull that up and take a look. Steve-O says anything about ADA. ADA does have their testnet going on right now for their node structure and for their Shelly upgrade, which is set to launch in about 3 months. With the Shelly upgrade, they're actually supposed to finally bring some utilization of their blockchain to the real world on top of passive income with their node infrastructure. Yes, you as a holder can then delegate your ADA and earn dividends. So pretty exciting times for ADA to come, but again, that is 3 months out. We're not, so you got to take a look at the prices. I don't want to give too much away. I was about to say something we said in the Patreon only live show, so I can't say that. But ADA has been under a little bit of pressure here, is showing some strengths with other alts since about 829, which happened to be the Patreon only live show. So if you want to see what we said there, then you can get access to that and join us. And, it's one that we've kept our eyes on. I have a lot of respect for Charles Hoskinson. I've done an interview with him, so we've chit-chatted. And I think ADA is one of those that is going by the books. They're doing an academic approach to building their ecosystem, and once it is fully ready for live real-world use cases, that's when it will be launched. So it's not all about the hype like a TRX, and maybe you as a holder are a little disappointed that you can't trade or profit off your ADA or even really use your ADA in any capacity yet. But from all the people that I've seen that have been on the testnet, they are very pleased with the ecosystem, and they are saying that ADA is really going to revolutionize this space and bring a lot to this space as well, and really live up to the $1 billion valuation it has currently.
Taz, MGI is not in my software. I do have a note to add that over on my desk, so I'm going to try to do that tonight. And BNB I do have brought up. That thing has been a dog.
Let's take a look.
It had the quick run from 4 to 40, which is an incredible run.
BNB is one of the only assets, including Litecoin, that did outperform Bitcoin since the lows. So I don't think this correction is too much. And then you're seeing a little bit more of a sell-off the past few days with the news that BNB will not be on Binance US, at least at the start. Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably back to 50% retracement. I mean, you got some previous support around this 1920 level. So I would say the worst is probably over. The little weakness here recently, like you just said, I mean, I don't like buying weak coins, so that one a little weaker, but because of that news, you know, I guess probably not a bad time to nibble. And but again, I'm looking for a rally on Bitcoin that takes some of these alts up, and then I think we're still headed lower. So
right.
I don't think it hurts to just sit around and take a break.
Right, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier, that if we get any kind of further weakness here, really with no major news besides the fact that people are freaking out, BNB is not going to be on Binance US at the beginning, I think I probably will be giving a buy signal in Discord at some point around one of those support levels. So stay tuned.
Yep.
Someone wants you to look at ZRX USDT or USD.
ZRX. I haven't looked at that one in a while.
That has not been on our radar in quite some time.
ZRX USD I'll look at. 4 hour. I mean, again, a weak one, so not one I really want to be buying. A lot of the alts are sick like this, so I don't have much to say there.
And the fact that that thing is at new lows from the rally in December, that is not a good look considering a lot of other alts, even with the correction we've been having, are still 2-3x times their values at the lows. So
I mean, that one just
I don't know. You know, a lot of the value came from ZRX decentralized exchanges and the governance infrastructure, and now they're, you know, seeing more competition from Binance with Binance Dex and KMD and other dexes that are launching. So I don't know. They need something to kind of revitalize what they had going there when we were trading it with the Coinbase listing and as well as Coinbase Earn. So it gave us some good trades there, but a part of my heart hurts a little bit because the fundamentals are decent. They're just not getting the governance fast enough for that value prop behind the token. They're seeing more competition come into the space. Even traditional markets like a Bakkt, like an ErisX, every exchange that launches is just going to be more competition for these exchange tokens. That's why I think it's kind of an overcrowded space as far as exchange tokens. So I know ZRX has more utilization and more fundamentals behind it than just an exchange token, but I still would probably throw it in that sector with a BNB, KCS, Huobi token, co-vesting, etc.
BAT USD, I mean, that thing, what, 10 to 50? I mean, we did talk about selling that when it ran to new highs above that 42. That was been a downtrend since.
Yeah, I think our sell target on that was 42 to 44 cents. So it did get to 50 cents for all of 1 hour. So we didn't get the exact top on that, but it's pretty good. And we've really made no re-entries into that all the way down here. We're finally starting to kind of talk about it in Discord a little bit at these 18 cent levels. We were talking about people wanting to get some small positions. I got a small position, etc. But it could go lower. I think it's looking weak. What do you think, Todd?
I mean, it could bounce here a little bit maybe with what I think's a little rally, but yeah, that one's, I don't know any. I mean, that one's just not one
it's been heavy.
I mess with.
There is a use case behind it with the Brave browser, and I don't feel terrible getting a bag back and putting some risk on the table as, again, we sold that at so much higher, just like a lot of these other alts, 42 to 44 cents. At some point, you got to stop being greedy. Maybe just what I've been recommending is getting back the same amount of coins you had and just rolling all that massive profit into Bitcoin or USD Tether, and that way you're kind of limiting further downside risk.
Yep.
All right. Let's do one more news and do the giveaway for you guys. And then if you guys have any questions, it is your time to shine. This one is pretty interesting, pretty funny. As you know, I've been more of a fan of Stellar for the payments sector over XRP. We haven't really traded XRP much at all since it was in the 40-cent range because that thing has just been a dog, not moving anywhere. And you're about to find out why. This is something we've been talking about for months. This is nothing new. But again, it's kind of mind-boggling that even more money is being sent to none other than Jeb McCaleb. Ripple sends 100 million XRP to Stellar founder, and XRP Army is furious. When crypto giant Ripple sent an additional 100 million XRP to Jeb McCaleb over the weekend, the transaction did more than just make the project's long-departed co-founder $26 million richer. $26 million worth of XRP is going to be dumped on the market. Now, this is not a speculation. This is a guarantee. Now, there is contractual obligations that we'll get to later, so you can't dump it all at once, but it's coming. It has also sent the so-called XRP Army into a tizzy. Interesting word. McCaleb, who had a messy breakup with Ripple back in 2014, later went on to help create Stellar XLM. However, he still owns a staggering number of XRP, worth as much as $20 billion at the peak in early of 2018. Jeb McCaleb had $20 billion worth of XRP at the high. Somebody can do the math on how many XRP tokens that is. And now Ripple just had to send him an additional 100 million XRP. That is absolutely crazy. Well, you might be asking, well, how do you know it for sure went to Jeb McCaleb? Well, that is the beauty of the immutable and transparent blockchain. And we will see just how we found that out later in this article. He wants to sell those coins, but following numerous court battles, McCaleb and Ripple came to the understanding. McCaleb can only sell a limited amount of XRP at any one time. According to a recent Bloomberg report, McCaleb sells around 500,000 XRP each and every day. That, coupled with Ripple's XRP sales, places constant sell pressure on the third largest cryptocurrency. Now, if you really want to get into the weeds, McCaleb is allowed to sell a certain percentage of daily volume that XRP generates across all major cryptocurrency exchanges. Under what the volume has been lately, that is about 500,000 XRP daily. So in order for our XRP price to go up, it needs to first eat through Jeb McCaleb's 500,000 XRP wall on top of the XRP that Ripple is selling, aka giving away to create partnerships with other payment networks. That's pretty crazy. We've been talking about this for months. This really explains why when it got into the 40s, it quickly reversed, and why it's really just been sitting here at 25 to 28 cents nonstop, because you have constant sell pressure holding that thing in place. Also, Jeb McCaleb isn't an idiot. He's probably not going to dump on days when it's already having a little bit of a down day, because he doesn't want to cause further of a downdraft. Realize he openly says he wants to sell all these, and if you had that much money, wouldn't you want to get the most bang for your buck and sell the rips and not buy the dips, but wait the dips out for the next rip opportunity? That's why it'll be really interesting to see what happens. Usually leading into the Swell conference, which does happen in November, there's a lot of big news for XRP, a lot of hype about XRP, and we usually see a rally there. This is something us in Discord are going to be watching. We would like to make a trade on XRP, but knowing that Jeb still has this many XRP, still wants to sell, and now he's getting an additional 100 million XRP. On top of that, to put salt in the wounds, guess when Stellar decided they were going to have their big meeting? I forget maybe it's called Meridian. I think that's what it's called. Meridian event. They decided that they're going to do the Meridian event in November as well. Now, we do know that Stellar does like to follow XRP, so maybe we can double dip and get an XRP rally and an XLM rally. But we know that Jeb is salty. So what is he going to do? He's going to have this, look for an XLM rally, sell his XRP to try to kind of damper any XRP swell rally that we do see. And I think just to add insult to injury, he'll probably put that money into XLM to give it a further boost. He's got so much money. What does he care if he spends $2 million to send XLM to the moon? We'll keep an eye on it. Discord will know. But that's just kind of my overall thoughts if I was a schemy individual like Jeb was to really get the most out of this salty relationship he had with XRP.
Sir Gordon Gecko says you're a doof. He's going to sell it at $20 to $50. Let's talk about Ripple at $50.
I'm a doof. I mean, I've been pretty right all year.
Let's explain how that doesn't work.
If I am a math major, but you know, it was from a local college here. You might have heard of it, WashU and Fontbonne University. So nothing too major, but pretty solid. So if you want to do math on what $25 to $20, first of all, that spread is enormous. We need you to narrow that down. We'll go ahead and say $10 for this example. The circulating supply of XRP is currently 43 billion XRP. What is 43 billion times $10? Now you tell me if that's feasible when the global wealth is obviously has a cap, and even Bitcoin right now is sitting at $182 billion. And that is only at 50% of the valuation you're looking for at $20. I was just doing math for 10
Let's
bucks.
go 50 XRP.
Whoa. Now.
Not even possible.
Not possible.
Okay.
And if that's the case, then I really don't care because Bitcoin's got to be at freaking what? $100 million for that valuation to make sense? That's crazy.
I don't know where we're getting all these new people. But I mean, XRP's cool, but damn, 50?
Right.
I mean.
The transfer was first noted by the ever-vigilant Whale Alert, which tracks large cryptocurrency transactions. As you can see here, 100 million XRP worth $26 million was transferred from Ripple to Jeb McCaleb's wallet. Other Ripple XRP investors feared an imminent dump, which is understandable given McCaleb's history of selling of his holdings. This just kind of shows how uneducated some can be because it says no rocket science to know dump is coming. If you get into the weeds, you do know that there is court rulings that Jeb is only allowed to sell a certain number of XRP based on the trading volume per day. So you're not going to see a dump overnight. More likely, you're going to see what we've been seeing for the past month or so, where you're just going to have XRP range bound as Jeb will be selling each day as it approaches the highs. So
if you know it's going to go to 20 to 50, why would he be selling in it? So he doesn't know 20 to 50. That's a pipe dream.
That's crazy. But hey, I'm not saying I have anything really. I've never been a huge fan of XRP per se, but I always speak the facts on it pertaining to. I had concerns over its value propositions, when it was going to be used on various platforms. They have been integrating XRP into those platforms, and we've kind of just brought that to light. But the numbers don't lie. If somebody owns $20 billion worth of your asset and they openly say, hey, I'm selling these, and I'm selling as much as the court allows me to do, and then on top of that, you got to pay me an additional 100 million XRP, well, that explains the price action we've seen, and that kind of leads me to my analysis of what I think the price action will be leading to swell. Jeb's not going to sell right away. He knows there's going to be a swell rally. I'm just saying that I don't think you're going to see the historical rocket ship that we've seen in the past. I think that's going to be dampened by Jeb selling. Also, the fact that Stellar XLM is doing the Meridian event, I believe that's the name, in November as well. That is just Jeb trying to jab an elbow there, and I really wouldn't put it past him. Sell the XRP. Take that Bitcoin, put it right into XLM, have XLM outperform XRP in November for the first time in history, and make headlines with that. So
crypto's a decentralized asset, so supply doesn't matter. All right.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's why there's no wrenches on some of this. We're here to provide extreme value.
Hey, we're all for open debate. Throw your comments in there. Throw your questions, comments, concerns, opinions. We'll get to as many as we can.
And I mentioned
but I don't have to agree with that.
I mentioned the Ripple was decent down here, but I'm not going to be long at
$20
20 to 50. But I will trade it here, so I'm not a hater. Let me have the screen real quick. I got total market cap here. Again, I own WyckoffSMI.com, but I will throw some Elliott Wave on this because I showed this live. I called a lot of 5-wave tops on Ethereum and everything here. So same thing on total market cap. Looks like in the green you've had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the wave 3 subdivided in the blue here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When this tops out, a logical stopping point is a previous fourth. So we're down here at really this level here, which we've already basically touched. So I would agree. Total market cap, maybe not bottoming, but down to a level where you want to look at things. So,
Sir Gordon Gecko. Oh, that wasn't it.
And here's Bitcoin right back to 10,151. Let's go to the 5 minute. So We had, on a short term, we kind of had a little jump across the creek and a backup. So let's see. I think if we can get above this, obviously this 300 level, more importantly, I'm calling for a break above 10,390. If we get above that, then I think we're off to the races. And then you're going to see what hopefully is that 11.1, 11.2 that I'm looking for. And just guessing, we will be a seller on that, but let's wait till we get there and take a look at it then.
Adrenaline 681 says, what's going on with Neo? Crazy spike on Bitfinex Neo yesterday. Price doubled. I did not see that across the board on any other exchange, so I think that was either a glitch in their system or a fat finger on market buy. At times that does occur. Somebody does market buy on a low liquidity exchange, and they unfortunately are paying way too much for an asset. They won't be selling that anytime soon. All right. Basil G said, I saw he could sell $150,000 worth a day, maybe? Well, it's a percentage of total volume, so that changes each and every day. It's a dynamic algorithm. So if there's a ton of volume, like we'll probably see increased volume leading into swell, that means he can legally sell more. Doesn't mean he has to. Doesn't mean he can sell half, whatever it may be. He can do it at his own will. But he's openly saying he is wanting to sell all of his funds. And then on top of that, his children actually owned a pretty decent amount of XRP as well. They have the same contractual obligations on how much they can sell to. Antonio says we're more likely to see ETC at 50 before XRP at 50. Yes, I'd bet my house on that for sure.
Who's using Bitcoin? I'll say Bitcoin's a store of value. So
Bitcoin is the proper use of Bitcoin is a store of value. Also, on top of that, it can be used for large transactions. Yeah, the fee is higher and slower than other crypto assets, but for large storage, if I'm sending $1 million, do I care that it's going to cost me $3? Not really. I know I'm going to have it in 10 minutes. For me, let's put this in perspective. So we have Patreon, Discord, YouTube, all that. So Todd wrote me a check, right? I went to the bank on Thursday morning. It is now Wednesday. They are only allocating me $1,000 per day as a security precaution. Now, if I go to Todd's bank account, I guarantee they took all the money out of Todd's bank account.
Right.
But now they're only giving me $1,000 a day. Like, I don't have bills to pay, trying to do home remodeling, etc. Like, the banking system is flawed. I got to wait 10 days to get full access to all my Patreon and YouTube money. That's crazy. I'd much rather wait 10 minutes to get all of it in a flash. True story. Go to Todd's bank account right now. I guarantee it's all gone. They take it from you. I don't know what they do with it over the course of 10 days, but it's not there.
That's crazy. In 5 years, which coins do I think will make it? I mean, I think obviously it's Bitcoin, and I might, I got a buddy sharing some coin ideas, so I might come out with some smaller caps I'm interested in, but I'm not going to say anything really right now with a little more preparation. I think obviously Bitcoin's the one, and I think it'll, I'm mostly in the top 10 coins. So, and for me, that's because they're easier to trade as well. Some of these smaller coins are hard. I mean, Nick's been doing it pretty well, but that's a whole nother job.
Now that is been doing pretty well on it, but it is highly volatile, and you got to just stay on top of everything that's going on in the ecosystem, because news for the lower the liquidity, the smaller the cap, the more news really affects things, or the more whales can really play with you. So you kind of keep an eye on a lot of addresses, a lot of news, a lot of Twitter, and then see what the charts are telling you. You got to put limit sells and limit buys on small caps, because you're not going to be able to stare at the charts when those things give you wicks, and you want to make sure you don't get caught holding a bag, or that when the 5 minutes that it actually hits our entry, that you finally get your position.
Ethereum, we could go to Ethereum here real quick before we slide out. It's going on 7 o'clock. Same thing on Ethereum. We got the 5 waves up. I did have the same type of divergence down here on Ethereum. I was looking for 160 down here before this last spike. So again, I think we've done a 1-2, maybe another 1-2, and Ethereum could at least get something going here. Maybe the 2 is not complete, but I think for right now you got to be long thinking that possibly it could be complete. If it's not, then we're just going to continue to slide out here, maybe on a 140 later when Bitcoin breaks hard, if it does. But again, there is bullish counts that Bitcoin's ready to explode here. I don't think that'll happen with BAT and all that, but you got to be careful here because it is Bitcoin. So
right.
Who knows what could happen. So that's why we're backed along some things here. And I think we'll have a good night overnight.
Yeah, really, we did our Patreon-only live show on 8/29, and I said personally I am getting back into altcoins, specifically the ones that I talk about all the time over in Discord, and you guys can go ahead and look on the charts. 829, 830 was the low on a lot of your favorite altcoins to the day. So hopefully you took that advice. You got some positions. We have had some profit stops. We still have some longs going. And then Todd called. He was looking for a 99.50 to get long on Bitcoin, which happened. Then he said if we get a break of 9,900 that he would be putting a little more money to work. We did see a 98 or 98.80 on Binance. So hopefully you got one of those long entries. And we'll see if we can get a rally up here to 10.8 to 11.2. Let's see what else we got going on over here. Sir Gordon Gecko says 100 million XRP is nothing compared to the 2 billion daily volume. That is correct, sir. But it is throwing gasoline on the fire because Jet McCaleb owned 7 billion XRP and now is just handed 100 million XRP 5 years after he's had nothing to do with the project. So I don't know why they owed him that. But when a dude you already owed him 7 billion XRP, and that he openly said he wants to sell on the market, and now community members are seeing that Ripple just sent him an additional $26 million worth of XRP. It's not a good look.
Moopty wants to know, why am I going bullish as he's feeling bearish? Well, I fade the crowd. I like to do that. So, and some people like to fade me. So, but I've had an uncanny year. So I'm just trying to keep it up. We've called just about every move. So.
Coca-Cola says ETC is upgrading tomorrow. Most exchanges are in so far. Yeah, they're doing their Atlantis fork. I thought it was a couple days away, not tomorrow. Regardless, it doesn't really change anything for you. It really just upgrades the blockchain, so it's going to allow for better and easier developments for Ethereum Classic moving forward and Ethereum Classic developers moving forward, which is awesome for a protocol upgrade. But it is not a fork where you're going to get extra coins. This is the only alt in which we have been trying to be patient on since 829, not buying in, and it is actually lower than the 829 price. So it has been underperforming other altcoins since the day of our Patreon-only live show. I am then looking for, after the fork to occur, some of the hype to wear off, some of the noobs who thought they were getting some free coins to realize they're not, and then also the Ethereum Classic event is coming up soon. So once all that passes, we'll see what Bitcoin's looking like, and maybe we can get a lower price in USD on Ethereum Classic, and definitely in relation to BTC trading pair.
I was going to throw up our, we got quite a few new people in here, so I believe that's a Patreon link.
Yeah, a lot of new people. So quick rundown on what we do. Hey, we are open to all conversations. Todd is the president of Wyckoff Stock Markets Institute. That is a trading. You might have a trading theory. You may have heard of it over on Twitter. Wyckoff, Elliott Wave as well is what he specializes on. So he handles a lot of the large cap TA. I do a lot of the small cap TA fundamentals. We go over news here. We do some giveaways. But really, if you want 24/7 access to us, it is patreon.com/learncrypto, $40 a month. You get a private Discord link. You get Patreon-only live shows, Patreon-only giveaways. And usually I think there's about 3 hours in a day when we're both sleeping, probably between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. Central. So really, you got us for 20 hours per day. Ask any question you want. We give you all the trades we're making with our accounts, with all of our clients' accounts, millions of dollars worth of crypto to the minute. So that is something we offer you guys. We're just trying to help everybody succeed, not only in trading, that's great, make money, awesome, but really we're here to help you learn and understand blockchain and really make sure you're using it properly. So if you have a question about installing a wallet, I've done that many of times. I can help you. If you have a more complex question about how do I get a VPN, we have people in there that can help you. So that's really what we try to bring to the ecosystem. We have free content here on YouTube at Learn Crypto, free content over on Twitter. Both our Twitter handles are in the bottom left, as well as kind of the hub of our website for cryptocurrencies is learncrypto.io. We have a free blog over there as well. So,
and people will say we sell picks and shovels and blah, 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 but we have managed millions of dollars as well. So we have the crypto PCG, which is in the middle of the screen there. And we manage stock money and crypto money. So we're not just talking, we're doing the trades. Yeah, it's easy to, like Nick had said the other day, something was at 16, you can say buy it, and then to 15, you can say buy it, and 14, you can say buy it. At some point, you'll pick the low, whatever, but if you're managing real money, that just doesn't work. So your buys have got to be specific, your stops, etc. So that's the whole difference between just talking shit and actually doing it.
Correct.
We do it. And we'll continue to do it.
And then lastly, if you think you're a good trader but you just want to sharpen your tools and never listen to me and Todd again because you hate us and we're ugly, then over on Learn Crypto, we do have the Wyckoff and cryptocurrency trading course. This is from the original teachings of Richard D. Wyckoff. This isn't Todd Butterfield course or Nick Hellman course. This is from the original teachings. Todd now owns the Institute, has the right to all the content. We have a course there. And if you are a Discord member, you do get 20% off that course as well. If anybody in here has taken the course, I'm sure they will review it brightly. All the reviews on the website are 5 stars. And with that, you do get access to Todd for any questions pertaining to the quizzes and testings it takes in order to pass that examination.
Appreciate it, Chris B. Appreciate it, Mr. Brown, Dustin, everybody. So that's all I got.
And Brown says you don't sell picks and shovels. You show exactly where the gold is buried. That's what we like to see, and that's what we try to do. We don't, like Todd said, we don't flip-flop on trades. When we're saying we're making a trade, I'm doing it with my own money, so I'm in the same boat as you guys. And that's all we got. A lot of information, a lot of news, a lot of talk about ADA, XRP upgrades. XLM just released their new newsletter. They're having a massive airdrop, so you need to go read that. And hopefully we see you soon here on YouTube.
Bitcoin breaking out.
Oh, man.
10-2.
That is what I like to see.
Bring me back that chart.
That is what I like to see.
We got the 10-2 print. So, again, we are long. We bought this breakdown over here. Add a little bit down here on the break. And I think we're ready to go.
There we go.
We need a 10-4. There goes the train. The train is leaving the station. And we are on that train.
That is awesome. Well, that's all we got, guys. Make sure to watch the replay. Like I said, a ton of information. We'll hopefully see you here on YouTube soon. Check us out on Twitter as well. But if you want more access, we're really busy 24/7, but we are available to Patreon and Discord members. I don't want to push that on you. I don't know your financial situation or your time constraints. We just got to make it evident because we do have new viewers day in and day out. We support and thank everybody who tunes in for the free stuff, and we definitely thank all those who are on boards for some of our paid subscriptions. We don't think of you guys any different. You guys are all the same to us. We're just trying to help everybody find success here in the cryptocurrency ecosystem as well as the traditional market with equities. Anything to add, Todd, before we go?
Be long, don't be wrong. Binance closes tomorrow, right, for U.S.
September 12th for U.S. citizens. Don't panic. Don't panic and mess up sending your coins. That just means you can't trade after the 12th. You will still be able to log into your account for 30 days to move those coins to new U.S. regulated exchanges.
What up, Henry? First time. You have to watch the replay. Johnny Cool, we are out of here. You're late again.
Johnny Cool, you're always
Bye,
late.
EOS. If you know anything about it.
Peace out, guys.
See you.
Hey, stay positive, pal. Most people, when they lose, they whine and quit. But you gotta be there for the turns. Everybody's got good luck, everybody's got bad luck. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard, play clean. Be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.